Good evening, world. This is a new episode of the Janeau show. I'm sorry I've been haven't made one in a minute because just dealing with life, trying to figure it out. This is episode 10, I believe, of my show. I want to talk about seeking approval from people that probably would never. You don't need approval from anybody, but I think we live in such a world now where everybody wants to be seeking approval. Hell, this is a podcast, which if you listen to it or not, it's kind of like me saying I want somebody to, give me, some clearance that I'm doing the right thing, or saying the right thing, or moving in the right direction. Hell, I even do it on social media after I do the podcast. Like, hit me up, tell me if I'm doing a good job. I even said at the end of this the podcast, like, if you ever heard of the show, I've always said, like, hit me up, tell me if I'm doing the right thing or anything. But what does seeking approval really mean to you? Like, do you only do shit just because you want to seek approval, or do you really do shit because you're just doing it because you love it? You have a passion for it. You care about it. You believe that what you're doing eventually is going to help you, in the future. Either be financial or spiritual or emotional. And I think seeking approval could be very good to an extent. I think if you have people that really do know that you are talented at what you're trying to do and trying to achieve, seeking approval could be really good. Like, hey, man, like, I know you've always said I could do this. Here, I'm doing it now. Like, can you tell me what's going on with it? And some people say, yes, I got you. And they'll go and they'll comment and they'll say, hey, man, you're doing a really good job. I appreciate that. I think that was a good idea. But I think seeking approval could be dangerous sometimes, too, because it's just like you can't always be everybody's choice. Everybody can't just have the same philosophy, the same thought process, the same everything. I think seeking approval could be very dangerous, because if that's all you are living for is seeking approval, then what the fuck are you doing this for? Like, really, what are you doing this for? Like, I don't think anybody could ever tell me what I'm doing right now is going to eventually get me somewhere. I hope it does. I might be doing this until I'm 50. I don't know. And nobody cares. Like, it could be... Seeking approval does not help or hurt me in the slightest. It just makes me know, okay, either I'm doing something. I'm doing what I want to do. I have a passion for what I'm doing, this podcast. I have a passion for what I want to achieve in my life. I want it. If I don't go do it, nobody gives a damn. That's my life. I wasted most of my life trying to seek approval, and that's the problem. Some people seek approval trying to just create something. Nobody should be able to tell you what your passion should be just because of the seeking of approval. Like, that was good, but I think you should do something else. That's where seeking approval gets dangerous and bad, because nobody should tell you what your passion should be. If you love cars and you want to work on cars, go work on cars. Go learn how to work on cars. Go learn how to build a car. Go learn it. I think seeking approval is good if your family really loves you and tells you, and they have the best interest at heart for you. Sometimes people just don't always know how to explain it to you or put it in the right terms. And that could be also very detrimental to your growth and your progress in your life. So everybody's got to have the right mindset. I think seeking approval is good for certain things in certain moments. But at the same time, seeking approval could be very detrimental. So you have to figure out the right people that are telling you that they believe in you and that then you could continue this and do this. And then you have to also have, and I don't think you have to clear out everybody, that tells you, nah, I don't think this is the right thing you should be doing. I think, if they come with a positive spin on it and be like, even though it's negative to you, you like, this is what I want to do. How you gonna tell me what I can and cannot do? But if they come with a positive spin on it, kind of like, I always felt like you could have done that, but do it in a different format or do it in a different way. Then okay, I can accept that differently. Okay, but don't just go out there and be like, I don't think you should have done that. Why the fuck was you doing that? That shit sucked. That should have never happened. Don't do that. Because then it's like, well, fuck you. I have no bearings on you now. Like, I don't give a shit about you now. Like, as you know, this is what I always wanted to do. So, I think seeking approval is good. Seeking approval is what I think this country is pretty much built on now. It's kind of like, we don't follow people on Instagram or social media because we like their music or like, I mean, we probably do, or like their songs or something. Because one day we're on that level. And they give us the approval like, yo, I remember you following me a long time ago and you used to DM me and say, man, I want to, come and do a show or, come on a podcast or whatever the case may be. So we all look for seeking of approval. I think there's just like, what's good seeking of approval and what's bad. I think we have the blur lines of somebody doing some fucked up shit and we just think that's seeking approval. Like, we are going to approve that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people, like, this president race now, like, I don't get how somebody could just jump the fuck in 4 months out and say, I'm running for president. I don't get it, but I know people are going to go vote for him, even though he has no plan for financial, the economy, civil unrest, nothing. But people are going to just go vote for him because he's him. Because he's seeking approval from years ago. And you approved him years ago. I think we need to have a rain check on people that just automatically think, because what you did a decade ago or 15 years ago is the same credit you're about to use now. Nah. Every year I think we need to have an approval check. Like, do I even appreciate, like, the shit that we've all admired and done for people? Does approval really mean the same anymore? Because we got people that's out here doing shit that should not be doing this shit. But you got 50% of the people saying, all right, I fuck with that. Okay, let's do that. And other 50% is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's not all do that. What the fuck are you talking about? And I guess that's the world I guess that's the country. I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying we all should think the fucking same. Nah, but it's certain things where you just like, okay, that's completely stupid. What the fuck is the point? Like, why would I now take my time and energy to go invest in something that I know you're not going to be going to be 100% invested in? We got to stop approving motherfuckers that don't have no idea on what the fuck they're really trying to achieve and accomplish. We need to stop this shit. So yeah, I think seeking approval could be good and it could be bad. But we got to figure out, I think, like I said, the lines are blurred on who's good and who's bad. And I think we need to eliminate that shit immediately, because seeking approval could eventually get you killed or, put in a really bad position just because you're trying to seek approval from people. Fuck that. Fuck that. Do what you do. Do what you're doing. Hopefully it pans out for you the way you want it to be, and not give up what you're doing for nobody or anybody because they gave you finally the approval. Like, motherfucker been doing this for 10, 15 years. Something like that. Like, comedians and musicians, they probably be doing shit for 10, 15 years. Never got the look, never got their love, and then they did one thing and now, wow, look, they're approved now. Like, everybody loves them. I never get that shit. Never got that shit. I don't understand that shit. But it is what it is. So, figure out what's good and what's bad and get those people that actually are good for you, that give you good criticism. I won't say bad criticism. Give you good criticism. Like, hey, man, that was good, but I would have done this a little different. So, I think everybody needs that in their life. And yeah, I think that seeking approval is a good thing, and it could be a very, very, very. But when it's not good, it could be a very, very destructive, devastating, and damn near fatal situation. So, thank you. Again, this is the Brandon Janeau Show. If you like it, I guess, again, like I said, go into YouTube comments or whatever and tell me what you liked about it or didn't like about it. We could talk about it in the comments, or hell, if you know me, call me or whatever, text me, whatever. Nah, don't call me, text me. Text me and we can have a conversation about it. But other than that, this is the Brandon Janeau Show. And hopefully I get back on here tomorrow. And yeah, thank you.